Well, off record, Darnell, and I eat crabs now, man. All right, so get with me, man. You know what I mean? Get with me.
Catch up.
Son? Catch up.
What's going on, guys? We're here for another episode of Inside the Lines. This is my guest, Akio Evans.
What's up? What's up? How you
Local
doing?
Baltimore artist.
Indeed.
So Akio, the question of the day to start with is, which coloring book would you like? You have
Which coloring book?
hashtag squad goals
Squad goals
for the Instagram crowd,
Okay.
or color and sticker
Color
for
and
the
sticker.
non-Instagram crowd.
Non-Instagram crowd. Okay. Well, squad goals. I'm gonna go with squad goals.
Okay, do it for the clout, man.
It takes a team.
Do it for the clout. So we could just that goes to the side.
Yes,
so we can
indeed.
get rid of that guy.
Yes, indeed.
Cool, man. So we can just start diving right in and just start chatting.
Wow, man. This is wild.
So yeah, how long has it been since the last time you feel like you colored?
It had to be. Oh, well, you know what? It had to be not too long ago because I do teach, and
Okay.
I teach at Fort Worthington. So when I was instructing the kids on how to, start, their mock-up for Converses and Air Forces, they definitely had to color in some lines. But
That's
as
true.
far as a coloring book per se, it's been years. School 250 on Caroline Street in East Baltimore. So, yeah.
So you're an artist of many talents
Yes,
in the
indeed.
Baltimore area, and one of those talents includes doing custom shoe creation. So I am completely out of the loop with that. So for someone who doesn't know anything about it, like what is it that you're doing, and what is your kind of process when it comes to the shoe customization?
Well, what I'm doing with that is, well, first of all, I started in, I'm going to say a little after 2015, 2016. And basically, man, it just was me just kind of like having advice from my friend Snoop, Felicia Pearson. She's seen something that I did back in the day when I came on a wire set, and it was more so of me, just making t-shirts, iron on t-shirts, and it got the attention of a lot of people on set, whereas it was David Simon, it was Omar, which is Michael K. Williams, all the characters. And she knew me more from that. And she was like, hey, you know what? When I first met you, you was designing, you were making shirts and you were designing shoes. Why you stopped that? And I was like, well, I'm doing one thing at a time. Being a filmmaker, as you know, sometimes that requires a lot of, when you're trying to, I'm self-taught, so, I wanted to do one thing at a time.
Exactly.
And she told me, no, you should start making shoes. So my process with that is, starting from listening to her advice, it got the attention of a lot of celebs. And then not only the attention, with the celebs, it also gravitated to kids looking at me like, wow, you're not because I always tell kids, I don't know how to draw.
Yeah.
And I say anybody can be an artist making their making shoes. So, I looked at it like, okay, not only for the benefit of me actually getting a chance to be commissioned to make these shoes for celebrities, but I also get a chance to, display art. And it shows people that you can do more than just being an athlete or a musician or whatever the case may be. You can be an artist. So
Yeah. So when you're thinking of a new design, what are some things that you kind of work through as far as inspiration and stuff, for different celebrities and things like that?
I fit more to their personality. I do my research and I try to find things that I can do to, find what it is they like Dave Chappelle, for example.
Yeah.
I looked at his Netflix series, and I was actually there for the first one. He had shot 2, Equanimity and Bird Revelation. And the Equanimity, I was there in DC for the live taping of that. We had to lock our phones in. And, I pretty much went in the direction of saying, okay, I'm gonna just take all of his quotes.
Yeah.
And I'll put it onto the shoe. And so when I do shoes for celebs, or not even celebs, even people that I know, even people that hire me to do artwork for birthdays, anything of that nature. I ask my clients what do they want, or what pretty much not just wearing a shoe for the sake of looking like somebody else, but I try to make something that's personable.
Yeah.
And Akio's, which is my clothing brand, in my shoe, my footwear art brand, is really from my mother's name, because her name is Glorious Taylor, right? And she died of a heart attack in 2012. So when she died, being though that she died of heart disease, each tag that I put on shoes, and each tag that I put on the shirts that I make, I always put it on the left side, because that's where the heart is,
That's awesome.
So thank you, man. So with Dave Chappelle, when I made him his shoes, one of the things that stood out in Bird Revelation was the book that he had pretty much was talking about that went along with why he did the thing that how he walked away from $50 million.
Yeah.
And so I put that book as a hang tag on the left side of the Air Forces. And when I made Lala shoes, I put her novel that she wrote on the left side of her shoes, and along with Kevin Hart as well. And when I made Nick Cannon shoes, I was gonna put the lupus, ribbon on the left side, but I didn't have time. But yeah, I try to go at a more intimate, personal level when I'm customizing shoes for my clients.
So this is a little more on a lighthearted note.
Okay.
For Baltimore food, what's your least favorite Baltimore style food, and what's your most favorite Baltimore style food?
My least favorite Baltimore style food. You talking about what, as far as
like you talking like like crab cakes, or just stuff like that, like stuff you find in Baltimore. It doesn't have to be like the most Baltimore things.
I will tell you this, and my friend Darnell Rollins, he'll tell you, man, like my least favorite used to be crabs. Because
I'll be right there with you. I'm not a big crab fan.
Yeah, but guess what? Now I like crabs.
Okay.
And that only happened about a year or so ago. And Darnell had roasted me because here it is, before he went on tour with Dave, he was like, he brought me and my friend Asia to Virginia to eat crabs. And I was like, I was nervous at first because, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it was, I'm gonna start with this. It was least my favorite because growing up, like a lot of my family, we didn't necessarily, have much. So when we had crabs, it was like a delicacy. It was
like a treat.
Exactly. So they didn't want to take chances on me because I didn't know how to eat them. So you know what they do? They would just feed me the legs.
Oh no.
And it went from that point all the way up until I got older that I said, I don't like crabs anymore because I never learned how to eat them. So just forget them.
Yeah.
But that didn't help because like when I traveled, I went out of town, and also in Phoenix, Arizona, when I was 18, out there on my own, my experiences of eating crabs still didn't help, right? So then when I finally got to that situation I'm telling you about in Virginia, I'm at the crab feast with Darnell. He's looking at me with a side eye because I'm looking at the lady that's in front of me trying to study how she's eating crabs. And he was like, he was like, wait a minute, hold up. Mr. Baltimore, Mr. Murderland, Mr. Baltimore never ran, never will. You don't know how to eat crabs, son? I said, Darnell, don't make a scene, man. Don't make a scene, right? And then I had to redeem myself because I've even eaten crabs with Snoop. And Snoop didn't care. She would just say, hey, I don't care if you use the gavel to continue to bang them. Just kind of like enjoy this because that's her thing. She loves crabs so much, she's even allergic to them.
Oh,
and she loves them, right? So, that I would say that was it because I love crab cakes. It's just that I didn't know how to eat crabs. But I know how to eat crabs now, so I'm good. You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's a tough thing to learn because I've only had it a few times, and I feel like I wasn't very good either. But even like crab cakes, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan. I was when I was younger, but as I've grown older and I've sort of tried like more ethnic type foods, like I really like Indian food.
Okay.
Like authentic Asian food is really good, like sushi, like stuff like that. So now I'm in that world. But I'll do it like once in a blue moon. I'll do it or whatever. Yeah. But that's how it is for me.
Well, off record, Darnell, and I eat crabs now, man. All right, so get with me, man. You know what I mean? Get with me.
Catch up.
Son? Catch up.
Like a lot of kids, what'll happen is they'll be in school and next thing you know, it's like they'll be 14, 15, 16 and can realize like, well, I can stay in school and do this and that, or I can go out on the street and make money doing whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't have to worry about like not being able to eat or this or that. Like I can do all this for myself, and then they stop going to school altogether. You know, and then that creates that vicious cycle. Because it's, I mean, it can be hard to stay in the system when you're just completely out of resources like that. You know, when money's tight, when this is that, you get desperate.
You do, and I've been in those spaces. I mean, when I was out of town, when I was in Phoenix, Arizona, I was actually supposed to go to school. Now, keep in mind, prior to me just going out there, I had a warrant that was about to develop because, you know, I used to make, before I made clothes, I used to make licenses, I used to make checks, I used to make MTA monthlies, I would make all crazy type of stuff. And because I would see something and I'm like, okay, if it's there, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know, and I had like this, people used to call me MacGyver, right? Because I would make anything and sell it. And, you know, getting in trouble with the law, I, you know, had my house was raided.
Oh, wow.
The feds, they took my computer. This was in 2003, and I was 18. They took my computer. They took all that, you know, my real ID and my fake ID. They took both of it. And you know, my friend Jazz from high school. He and this is going to your point about resources. My friend Jazz from high school. He came and he was like, hey man, you know, what you doing? What you been up to? I said, not much, man. You know, he came back and he was like, hey, you know, if you want to, you can come and visit me in Phoenix. Now he didn't know about my legal situations. I looked at it as a way of an escape.
Yeah.
So I worked at the job that I was working at, saved up, got me a plane ticket, and you know, I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this because I don't even have an ID to get on a plane. At the time, I'm old, I'm 35. I had an NCI ID, work badge ID.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is in 2004, right? So I'm thinking that when I get on this plane, I'm not gonna be able to get on a plane for my NCI ID. Because I started saying like, you know what, Mom, can I stay, you know, home so I can get my ID? She was like, no, you gotta leave. It's either gonna make you or break you. So, you know, I've cried uncontrollable tears on the shuttle, and I was like, oh man, boo-hoo and crying, and then I wiped my tears. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be fine because when I go to BWI, they're not gonna let me through the terminal because I got this MCI ID.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They seen that ID. They was like, okay, Mr. Evans, you know, we ready to go. So, oh man. So then, with all that being said, I went to Phoenix, Arizona, already about to go to school. I was talking to a representation at High Tech Institute. And when I went there, I was filling out my paperwork, and I was supposed to register. It was one last registration I had to do. I had to get 2 references, one in Baltimore and one in Phoenix, Arizona. My uncle was one of the ones who I had to recommend as a reference. And now keep in mind, I talked to him about a week or so ago of just coming to Arizona. And he was supposed to allow me to use him as a reference. But he talked to me saying that, hey, nephew, I know you can't go back home because of your legal situations, so I'm gonna fly you out here because he has money. I'm gonna fly you out here to Mesa, Arizona, so that way you can, Kingman, Arizona, so that way you can, you know, kind of enjoy yourself, you know, for Thanksgiving because you can't go back home.
Yeah.
I said, cool. So then a week later, I went to High Tech Institute about using her as a reference, and my uncle was known to not like, to not keep his word.
Yeah, kind of not follow through on that.
So I called him, and I was just calling him just to get a reference, and I was in front of the rep who kept in contact with me from that point on until moving forward to me coming out there. And let's just say that when he answered the phone, he was like, "Well, I can't do it, nephew. I can't do it." And I said, "No, I'm just calling you for a reference." And "No, I can't do it, nephew." He was referencing to, he thought I was calling him for the plane ticket to fly me within 2 weeks. I'm like, "No, I'm not talking about that." And you know what I did? I walked out. I hung up on the phone to him because I was inside the rep's office, and I walked out. And by a result of me not actually going to school in Phoenix, Arizona, that's what happened. The same thing that happened in Baltimore when I got locked up all those times. I got locked up more out there in Phoenix than I did here in Baltimore. So when I said no to school, the yes to my way was all the other bad things that had happened for me. You know, continue getting locked up for all the things like marijuana charges. I'm not going to say all the charges I got locked up for, but the environment changed, but my mentality didn't.
Yeah.
So it just really stemmed from like you just said, with the resources, and you saying that, okay, you know, like what you just said about the kids not being able to really, if nobody is having their hands on them, then they're gonna fail. If you, what they say, what's the saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, or something like that. So, you know, and that's what happened in my case, and I'm now reaping the benefits of what I could have been doing in my 20s.
Yep.
But I feel like that had happened for me to actually reach back and have a story to tell to the kids. Yeah, I didn't have a perfect way or perfect upbringing, but you don't have to go that way, because if you don't have, you know, if you don't have, by all means, the ways of doing something different, you know, the society will put you in a corner, whereas you're forced to make the wrong decisions, because poverty brings forth unwise decision making. And that's not more so of you know, a decision. Is more so, like you said, you become desperate. I was desperate.
Yeah, it's not. I think the misconception people have is it's not stupidity. It is desperation to try to survive. Because that's what it is, exactly. Yeah. When you have no money and nothing going on, I mean, whatever's going to come along that's going to give you a little bit of something to keep moving is what you're going to take up.
Yep.
Exactly. So tell the people out there, how can they get in contact with you? How can they reach out to you or find you on social media, all that stuff, so we can get you those shout outs?
Well, yeah, man. Well, you can find me at...
you tell the people.
Okay, you can find me at Akio Evans. That's AKIO EVANS. You know, like JJ Evans. Dynamite. You know, I'm an artist like that. But anyway, and you can also, you know, find me also just on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever have you. Just at Akio Evans, and it's Akio, okay? Not Akio, not IKEA, not the store. Akio. Right?
Nice.
Thank you. Check that out.
Nah, you good. You good.
Good, man.
So, as we sort of wind down with everything, any thoughts that you have, anything you want to talk about that I haven't brought up or that you just kind of are thinking about?
Well, like I said about earlier about the experience and trying to create the experience for people in the near future, and it's coming up, some events that a few of me and my friends are actually incorporating. It's a few paint nights that we're gonna start having.
Okay.
Look out for FRS Be More, the boutique that's on Cathedral Street.
Okay.
Their team is helping me out with having a showcase and an art exhibit as well.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So
congrats.
Thank you. So for all those who are, you know, wants to know about that, follow me, Akio Evans, Akio. So anyway, yeah. So all those things are happening, and so much, man. But I mean, I don't want to actually put it out there. I like to, you know, do it. Like to do it. So yeah.
Cool, man. That's exciting, dude.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And so, as we end, I will present to you a gift that we like to give all our guests.
Okay.
And it is a Pog just for
Pog.
you. Yeah, man. Remember Pogs?
Oh my goodness. I remember Pogs.
Yeah.
Always wanted a Pog. And I finally got it in 2019.
2019.
So for all those people who was in elementary school who had their little Pogs and had a few of them and I couldn't get it, guess who got it now? And I bet you don't got yours neither, do you?
That's what I'm saying. So when it comes back in the fad, you're gonna have a Pog, man.
Thank you for this,
Of course, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for taking
Always.
the time.
Likewise,
Appreciate
man.
it,
Likewise.
man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.